Shek to the future.
Cole Wright's got me? Great. Hey, Dave Damashek here. I just finished taking the NFL time machine, so I'm reporting from February 5th, 2018, the day after Super Bowl 52. Yes, and as you can see, I am in Oakland. That's because the silver and black is back in the NFL winner's circle, claiming the franchise's fourth Lombardi trophy and last night's last-minute 38-34 win over the Seattle Seahawks, thanks in large part because of Super Bowl 52 MVP Marshawn Lynch's 145 yards and 2 touchdown performance, with a nod as well to Michael Crabtree, whose grab in the right corner of the end zone over Richard Sherman provided the margin of victory.
Michael Crabtree caught it! He caught it! He caught it!
The win completes the 12-4 Raiders' impressive season and puts a bow on a magical year for the $125 million man Derek Carr, who just 2 nights ago was also named the league's MVP. The 2017 Raiders had the look of a team on a mission with their 7-1 start, and although they stumbled a bit in the second half of the season, understandable given how brutal their schedule was, Jack Del Rio's team was nevertheless able to clinch the AFC West title and the AFC's top seed with a New Year's Eve win at the StubHub Center against the game LA Chargers.
And they collapse the pocket. He'll sock Rivers.
In the divisional round, the Raiders beat Phil Rivers and company for the second time in as many weeks, leading to an AFC title game against the Patriots, a matchup likely derailed 1 year ago by Carr's broken leg. This time, Carr's 400-yard, 3-touchdown performance may well be remembered as both the literal and figurative passing of the torch for 21st century supremacy in the AFC. And of course, it all culminated with the Lombardi win just last night in the Twin Cities, perhaps fittingly, as the Raiders' first Super Bowl win came against the Minnesota Vikings 41 years ago. If you turn your ear to the sky, you just might be able to hear Al Davis say, "You just won, baby." Now for the elephant, not in the room, but outside here. Does Vegas get the party as well since the team is moving there? I'm going to go check that out and see what's going on. In the meantime, back to 2017 and you in the studio. This way to Vegas? Okay.
We need both of you guys to give us one reason why the Oakland Raiders will win Super Bowl 52 in Minnesota. Don't you know? I'm going to start with you.
Yeah, well, there would be a lot of reasons, but I think that I'm just going to go with the obvious one for me is the offensive line up front and Marshawn Lynch and how that all goes together. If they're able to finish games and end football games with that group, they're going to be there at the end. If you have to rely on they had a lot of fourth-quarter comebacks last year and in previous years, and if you have to rely on that, you don't want to be in that situation. So for me, that offensive line being able to just hand the football off, impose their will on the front line, which they do with KO and Rodney Hudson and Gabe Jackson, those guys, Donald, they can move bodies. And that's why Reggie McKenzie brought those guys in, is to do that. So if they're going to go all the way, they got to be able to end football games that way.
I like the way you defer there. Didn't make one mention of their quarterback.
Not necessary.
Why will the Oakland Raiders, Lance, win the Super Bowl this year?
Well, I say they're hungry. The way that their season ended last year with, obviously Derek's injury and as hot as they were toward the end of the year, I mean, they were the team that everybody was talking about. Then your brother goes down, he's injured, can't play. I think that kind of reignites that flame for them. They'll come in, they'll be very, very hungry. They won't take anything for granted. They're going to work for everything that they get this year because they're not going to surprise anybody. And I think his injury will almost be a blessing in disguise.